Hello everybody, Logan here with another video. Today is another episode of Triple Terror. I am so sorry I left you guys high and dry. To be quite honest, life just got super busy and super hectic, and then I had to deal with some personal stress over the weekend, but I'm back, better than ever. And that nasty old smog that's been consuming Indiana, it's gone. The Midwest is smoke free. At least here in Indiana. I don't know about like Michigan and all that, but like Indiana's cool. I think Ohio's cool too, and Illinois. But if any of the other surrounding states are not, oh well, that sucks. No, I don't wish that stuff on anyone. So today is a very special edition of Triple Terror, and I'll tell you why. Not only have I seen all these animatronics more in depth, I got to see their assemblies, I got to get more opinions from other people, but they're all clowns, and you guys know how much I love my clowns. I do, and there's an animatronic in here that I have been wanting to talk about for so long. As I started talking about him in the last video. Yes, it is Poor George. He is here. I am so excited. I love Poor George so much. And yes, I will be buying him for sure. So, today, we are going to be talking about Poor George, Heckles, who has a very interesting situation surrounding him right now, and Stilts. Now, these were all picked by random by the picker wheel. The picker wheel today decided that it loved me so much and gave me clowns. This is my arsenal, guys. I love clowns. I love them. Ugh. And the clowns this year are a lot more interesting. They're not samey. So, we're going to start with my favorite, the cream of the crop, Poor George. He stands at 4.2 feet. He is by Crazy Crate, and he's currently retailing for $179.99. Let's talk about him. So Poor George was an animatronic. From the beginning, I was always really excited about. When I read this story, I was like, "Oh, this is a really interesting prop. I want to see it." And then when we got the cemetery teaser where they were like zooming in on the tombstones and we were getting like animatronic audio snippets, he had that laugh, right? It's like that Lucky Bottoms laugh where it's so unhinged and crazy. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be so good. And I saw him. Let me tell you that this was love at first fright. Yes, I made a stupid pun. No, I'm not sorry. Poor George is such a fascinating concept. So a lot of people were just thinking, oh, it's going to be another Lucky Bottoms, which I really had my doubts. Don't get me wrong, I do love Lucky. I have Lucky. I think he's a cute little goofer. But I was like, no, they're not going to do another Lucky. They're going to do something a lot more unique. Now, I didn't think he was going to be a torso clown. I'll be super honest. I thought he was going to be a full-bodied clown with like his waist stitched together. So when we got this, where he is a torso clown, but he's hoisting himself up with his arms, and his torso spins around, I was very shocked. And then I saw the two faces. Oh my god, you guys. The scary face, I want to start with the scary face, right? Because that's like the main face. It's so mean looking. So it looks like they try to tap into the comedy and tragedy trope. I'm assuming that's exactly what they tried to do, but with a twist. So I love the scary face so much. I love just how angry he looks. He doesn't look sad. He looks angry. And he's got like blood splattered on his teeth. He's got blood dripping down his mouth. It's so cool. What I like about this is his colors are inverted from the happy one. So, like, the eye makeup is the dark red, which I love that red. And the nose is black, and it's inverted on the happy one. And I believe the lips are also inverted. No, they're not. Okay, so they both have black lips. But yeah, so like on the happy face, for example, his makeup, like his eye makeup, is black, and his nose is red. And then on the angry face, the eye makeup is red, and the nose is black. And then on like the pom-poms as well, the angry side of the pom-poms are black. The happy side of the pom-poms are orange, which is super interesting. And I like how the happy side, he's like drooling almost. It's super cool. I just really like the look of Lucky Bottoms. I like that he has this really kind of fun, funky color scheme in his clothing. Something really unique that I don't think I've seen on a clown prop ever, with it being green, purple, and black. And then, of course, with the orange and black accents on their respective sides. So that's really fascinating. And then on the bottom, since he flips over, they actually gave him some gore, similar to the, what was it? It was Electrified Corpse, I think is what it was called. The hanging torso that Crazy Crate also did, had like the wires through him, which was super cool. But they did that, which again, super neat that they included that. The whole concept behind see, I almost called them Lucky Bottoms. The whole like concept behind Poor George is so interesting. I like it. And also, like, I like the assembly, how quick, easy, and simple it is. No more zip ties. It's all snap lock. And it kind of looks like the mechanism is inside of, like, the module. I might be on crack. It's kind of what I got when I watched Chilling Props video. I don't know, it's a really interesting build and how it works. But again, I like it. I love the audio. I love the programming. I love just how it sounds like he's having fun, but he's just so unhinged and crazy. My only complaint is that he needs some blood around the bottom. And I think that's been a universal complaint, where like there needs to be some gore, like maybe some entrails hanging down from the bottom, and some blood staining the bottom of the shirt. But other than that, right, I do think Lucky is a really good prop. I also like, too, that he has two different colored eyes. So it's like the red eye is the angry side, the yellow eye is the happy side. I don't know, it's such a fascinating concept. And again, the two-faced props. And I'm glad he's not a jump scare. He just, I don't know, it's just like a silly, crazy little dude. He's just a funky little guy, right? And I like it. Poor George will probably be my first pickup from Spirit this season. He's just such a fascinating character. I love him. And also, I do like the Nightcrawler hands. It fits him. So next up is the 6.6 foot Heckles the Clown by Seasonal Visions. Now, this is a very interesting prop. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with this guy. But we'll get into that towards the end of the discussion. So Heckles is actually quite a unique clown, especially for Seasonal Vision standards, because, well, he's a sad clown, guys. Look at him. Man, if you don't buy a balloon from him, that makes him a sad clown. But no, like, this is interesting that we don't really get sad clown props. And I actually really like this. This whole concept is so cool, where you know, I'm kind of getting a story here where it's like Heckles is being tormented by the creature inside the balloon, right? Because it's got this projector face and the balloon, kind of like Jack Stalker's pumpkin. So like they reused that technology finally, but on a clown. And it's like laughing at him, and it's like, I don't know, like making different faces. And in some phrases, now it's not in the official video, it does like growl and laugh. So it does make me think that like that big gash on his forehead, that's from that balloon. And the reason why he's so depressed and so desperate for you to take that balloon for 10 cents is so he can pass on this curse onto you. So he's not as innocent and sad as he really seems. But, I mean, that's just me. You know, that's just a kooky little prop theory that I have. I like that he doesn't have the light up eyes. I think that's actually really cool that Seasonal Visions left that out. What's interesting is in the description, they say he is a servo prop. He's not, actually. I've seen the mechanism. It's a reindeer motor. There's no servos anywhere, unless it's in the balloon, but I think that's just an LED, like, effect that it's doing. So, like, that's a really weird thing. I wonder if it was planned to be servo, and then they cut that last minute. But, yeah. I really like the face sculpt on this guy. What just sucks to me is that the produced ones will not look that great. So, I mean, this was probably one of the most horrendous Seasonal Visions deformities I've seen in a really long time. And, like, this is by no means Spirit's fault. This is Seasonal Visions' fault. Like, they didn't paint them right. They did so many things wrong with the masks and the faces of Heckles. And it is beyond not only infuriating, but disappointing to basically see Seasonal Visions drop the ball again on another prop so horribly. Last year they did it on a license of all things, and this year they're doing it on such a unique and cool character, and it's pretty ballsy to make such huge oversights on a Spirit prop of all things. Because I know how Spirit can be with their props, and they're very cutthroat about them. They want these to look good. And Heckles, I mean, if you were to take a produced one and put it next to, like, the stock photo, it's night and day, guys. I mean, one could legitimately call it a scam, is how drastically different it is. It's insane. Moving on from the face, though, the costuming, I think, is really cool. Again, the purple and orange, we're seeing some spooky Halloween colors. Purple, orange, and yellow. He's got the orange and yellow polka dot shirt, and he's got some suspenders on, so it's like he's got, like, overalls, it kind of looks like he's wearing, which is really cool. And then, like, he's got, like, pinstripe suit, pants, and he's got some new shoes, and I kind of like his limp leg. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool. I think his stance is overall really cool, just how sad he is. I do believe that this is the same voice actor as Waving Wally, which is, like, one of the most infamous SVI clowns to ever bless our eyes. Now, let's talk about the weird circumstances behind Heckles. And no, it's not just the face. So, Heckles recently was pulled off the stock, and he was actually pulled from the the promotional link, which was highly unusual because there was still units in stock. The night before he was actually pulled, we were kind of looking at how many props were still in stock, and if I remember correctly, there were over 900 units of Heckles left in stock. And then poof, they're gone. Now, I asked someone from Spirit, high up Spirit, not like to sound like I'm bragging or anything, I don't want to sound like that kind of person, but like I asked, and I was genuinely curious on what was going with Heckles, and I said, hey, did this prop get recalled? Like, what's going on? And all they basically said was, not recalled. So, I really don't know the circumstances surrounding Heckles right now. I don't know if they're fixing the face. I don't know if they're fixing the mechanism. I don't know what's going on with him. I would hope to God that they're basically having seasonal visions redo the face, because the lack of quality control on these masks is getting pretty ridiculous. And somebody needs to finally say something to them and make them do it over again, because like Heckles' facial quality, in my personal opinion as a consumer, is not acceptable. The fact that like they completely skimmed over detailing that was like, not that hard to paint. Like, they didn't paint the bags over his eyes. They didn't paint the blood dripping down his face. They didn't paint any of that. And it's, like, sculpted in, too, like, the blood. So, like, there's these weird, like, random lines. It's not really acceptable for seasonal visions to do that. And to pass it off as okay. And I really think that Spirit saw that, because apparently on the Facebook group as well, they are wiping any mentions of the facial deformities as well, which I know very well that the Spirit Facebook group, they do kind of get nipped by corporate sometimes to take things down. They've done it with coupons in the past. So it would not shock me if they were basically telling them, hey, you see stuff about Heckles' face, delete it. Would not shock me. Not to like sound like a kooky like conspiracy theorist, but like, oh, Spirit Halloween's trying to hide this. I don't think they're trying to hide it. I think they don't want to look bad, and they're trying to fix it, which I think is absolutely the correct thing to do. As a company, I would want to fix the face as well and make sure that these companies that I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars to produce these products don't screw me over and make me look bad, and also make my customers unhappy. Because at the end of the day, yes, that is important. So I do think that Spirit is trying to fix this. I would hope and pray that's what Spirit's trying to do, because that is the smartest thing to do. Because Heckles was one of my favorites, and he just plummeted when I saw those hideous deformities. Ugh. So, moving on to Stilts by Party Time. He is 7.9 feet and is not officially in stock yet. So he is the only one that's got the coming soon sign. This is a prop that, I'm going to be so honest with you, I do not have very positive praise for. And it's one of those things where I do not think it's Spirit's fault. It is the exact same thing with Heckles, where I just think the manufacturer screwed up so badly on this. So, Stilts' concept is really cool, but Party Time didn't do it very well. So, like, for one, the hands are, like, the literal exact same color as the bowling pins, which to me screams lazy. And then the face, it has no depth to it. Like, there's really no shading. It's just like Mr. Punchy. And Mr. Punchy looked super flat, which was insane because he actually did have some details in his sculpt. Like, when I repainted one, which, like, Jaden Wright has it, it was actually a lot more detailed than I thought. And it's the same, and I'll bet you, I mean, I can tell this is a detailed sculpt. He's got pores, and he's got like some veins bulging out of his neck. Like, I can tell this is a very well sculpted prop. I just don't know why they gave it to Party Time. To be honest, I would have given this to YJ. This is essentially Miss Mercy's mechanism. Why not pass it off to a company that does some of the best cosmetic work, does some of the best quality prop, fills in the props beautifully. It has some really great quality and is consistent. That's just me. Again, like, I really don't think this is a spiritism. I think this is, well, I think it's a spiritism to give this to Party Time. I don't know why they would. But this is definitely Party Time screwing up. You have another prop. It really does frustrate me. I think the concept of stilts and even animation is cool, but he needs work. I might get him to paint. His head is latex, which sucks, but his head is static, so I could get away with painting it with acrylics and basically it not peeling off because the face won't move, you know, which will be perfect for me. I would just need to be really careful with it. One thing I do like about the prop, I like the hair, the blue curly classic clown hair. I love the purple eyes. They're so cool looking. I think they're like glass eyes. They're really neat. I just don't know why they're like, I don't know why he's like cross-eyed. That's what it looks like. Really weird. The costume, again, purple and orange. This is such a weird, reoccurring theme this year with Spirit. It's just like Home Depot and their red props. Spirit just likes their purple and orange. Did I say purple and green? I think I did just say that. The purple and orange clowns. It's interesting. It's super cool. Because again, that's such an unusual color scheme, just young clowns. I think they're just trying to do some. I think they're trying to make some of their clowns more consistent with each other, which I think is smart, and I think it's really cool to see that. I hope there's some hidden clowns in there too that look even cooler with the purple and orange color scheme. I love the makeup design on him, the very kind of swirly, whimsical design. It needs to be painted better. He needs depth, some shading done. Like, it doesn't look good. And also, this guy's like, oh Lord, how much was he again? $350. So like for a $350 prop, I would expect a little more care put into this. But yeah, so that's really it. I am not doing the last two props yet that I haven't discussed until the rest of the props come out, and they'll be mixed in there with them, just to kind of keep the Triple Terror theme. I'm assuming we're going to get more props very, very soon. I would assume within the next week and a half, or I would assume this week, maybe next week, we'll see, you know, I don't know, the Cauldronist, Darling Dolly, Desmodus, Hellspawn drop, some other characters as well. I would really hope. I really want to see Darling Dolly in all of her glory. But yeah, that's really all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and while you're at it, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.